So, Monica's update for today. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy time.
Yes, it has.
Just a little bit. So, we're day 10 of HCG again.
Yep.
Weight's coming down quite nicely.
Yes.
Inflammation's still up, but nonetheless it has come down the last 4 times we've done VLA, so it is improving, however much it feels like it's not. And we were just chatting about inflammation not always being the bad thing. We need inflammation for some things in the body. So, we're going to have a look at inflammation, intermittent fasting, the HCG, because moods are really good.
Yeah, moods are fantastic now to what they were the last time.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So it's a good turnaround.
It's a great turnaround. Because like many people on the planet, we're not coping so well with shutdowns and lockdowns and shenanigans. You know, I know lots of people are just going along with it, but I don't know. We seem to be rebels.
You're a footballer, everything's going well for you.
Amazing the way the footballers are being treated compared to the average plebs like us. But anyway,
don't worry,
you get that.
They'll be here this afternoon.
Okay, so let's check. Okay, so minus the HCG. Okay, so the HCG is actually releasing some adrenaline. So once again, tummy fat can store stress hormones. So in relation to any and all stress hormones. So that might be part of the inflammation as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so stress hormones aren't, this is without any supplements. You're not taking much of the, so you're doing your apple cider vinegar and water, what else?
Peppermint tea, more than green.
Beautiful.
That's what I've been living on for the last 3 days.
Cool.
And
has just finished 72 hours. Oh, you're not finished yet, but so far has done 72 hours of intermittent fasting.
I'm going to try and do another 48.
Fabulous. Good stuff.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I'm a bit hungry today, so we'll see how we go.
Okay.
Just get over it, Monica.
Yeah. Yeah, so interestingly, with the stress and stress hormones, base chakra blown. So sometime in the last, while the weight, so it's fear, threat, danger, and the base chakra.
Okay.
And as we've discussed a million times, being a little bit empathic, you can take on that stuff from other people as well.
That's
right. Grandkids coping well?
Yeah, they just moved into their new house, so I haven't seen much of them at all. Didn't see them over the holidays at all.
Yeah, right. They're busy?
No, but they were shifting, so.
Oh, right, of course.
I've been a bit busy myself.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
So this one's genetic or a neurogenetic. Okay, so something's happened, and once again, a bit's gone on in the last month, but something's happened that's actually triggered a genetic, let me just check, karmic, past life, genetic. Okay, so on your dad's side, on your mum's side, on your mum's dad's side, on your mum's side, on your mum's dad's side, your mum's side. No, so it's back 2 generations to your grandma on your mum's side.
Okay.
That is linked in with this survival pattern.
Okay.
What do you know about your grandma?
She was perfect. She was following.
Mm. So very much like your mum.
Yeah.
And like you.
Yeah.
What do you remember about her?
Mum was the best.
Yeah?
Yeah. All that she went through and everything through her life.
Yeah.
I think she did hell on earth, so. Yeah. No, my grandmother, she was very placid. Just a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
Do anything for you.
Yeah.
She did heaps for the church. She used to walk a couple of miles to the church every day to clean and...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Must give you a good feeling when you're helping out at the church.
Yeah. I got crabby there at one stage, but I've got over that now. think I was putting more into it than what was happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Do you think so what was your grandma, like how many kids did she have?
She had 4.
Yeah. And they all treated her well with respect?
Yes, very much so.
And what about her hubby?
Hubby died round about when Mum was born, so as far as I know, he was lovely.
Yeah, because broken-hearted is showing up.
Yeah.
First time your grandma's shown up that I can remember.
That thing with Sanu,
Yeah.
my grandmother turned up there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I said at the end, I said, oh, I would have thought Mum would have been there. And Mum came in and said, no, I wanted you love Nana so much that I let her come.
Aww. And she's the reason you're Nana
Yeah.
to the kids?
Yeah. She used to come down for 3 months because she was 90 when she died in 1970.
Yeah.
And she used to come down for 3 months of the year. So yeah, she used to go to each one's. Oh, there's 3. One lived in Fiji, but all the others were around Ipswich, Brisbane, and Melbourne. So when it was warmer weather, she'd go down to Melbourne and come up here when it was cold, and then she lived with her son most of the time.
So how'd your granddad pass?
I don't know. Don't really know. I think Mum was a couple of years old.
Yeah.
Because she used to say that he'd bring home lollies on a Friday night.
Okay. Yeah.
So. Yeah, all Mum's brothers and sisters were really nice.
Yeah. So what attracted her to your father?
Don't know. Honestly, don't know.
But it was very much the war, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
was it?
Well, Mum was born in 15, and that's when the war was on. So, but then they didn't get together. They've been married 60, would have been 68. No, nearly 70 years. So, they would have only been around at 30.
Yeah.
My dad would have been about 30. My Mum would have been younger. Yeah, never thought of it that way.
Interesting. Because, you think about the kids living through this at the moment, the little kids,
Yeah,
and seeing the fear, hearing the anger,
yeah.
not knowing, like they're pushing that whole, put a mask on or you'll kill your grandma, sort
oh,
of
yeah,
stuff.
I heard that.
They're just pushing this whole, imagine being a little tiny human being living through something that could kill people that you love.
Yeah.
I was listening to Dr. Sherry Tenpenny last week, or the week before, and she was saying that, even fear or anger, but you can get a huge addiction to it. So it's like, because we've had like 16 months now of this full-on media blitz, creating fear and anger and shame and guilt everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And but the people can get addicted to that fear. So every time they watch the news and they hear the numbers, they hear the stats, it compounds their belief systems about what they know.
Yeah.
And they're getting that dopamine hit every time they listen to it, which was an interesting perspective. Because I know I've had people in the past who, even good things, their body would go, no, don't give me the good thing because I know I'm going to lose it, or I know I'm going to, the brain doesn't want to accept things.
Nana received a medal from the Pope.
Wow, that's cool. What for?
I don't really know. I've got it at home, actually.
Yeah, right. Does it have words on it?
Doesn't have why. No.
Yeah.
Just got a photo of the Pope, like think it was on the 23rd.
Cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. I've never known anybody to get one. Told you she was special.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so tapped into some real sadness with her as well, so wanting to run away. So if she didn't let anyone ever see that, that's pretty amazing. You know, she just got on with it and probably suppressed that broken heart and the sadness and and I wonder if it's, you know, your little anniversaries that hit each year, you know, every so often that bring back your sadness and broken heart.
Yeah. Seems funny how she came through when I had the session with Troy, and now it's his birthday again, and maybe she's there.
So you called her Nan or Nana?
Nana. Because when Troy came in, he said, "What do you want to be called when we have children?" And I said, "Nana." He said, "Well, you're going to be a Nana."
Aww.
Mum was Nana to my kids too.
Yeah, right.
Grandma's old.
The kids bought us that purple book, Why I Love My Grandma,
Yeah.
on Mother's Day. You're going to be a grandma. So she was 90 when she passed. Wow, fabulous. We have no such genes like that in our family. On Dad's side of the family, I suppose. Actually, hold back. Hold back.
That's not working.
The mum's 77 or 78. Mum's grandma 78 or 79.
Okay. Mum got to 72.
Yep.
Dad was 72. Oh, 71, 72, round about. Her kids, Nana's kids, one got to 83.
Yeah.
He was lovely. Frankie would have been, 81 or something like that. But Monica was a little bit younger than that.
Oh, were you named after
Yeah.
Auntie?
Yeah.
Monica?
Yeah.
Oh. Because I've got an Auntie Monica.
Oh, have you?
And an Auntie Rose, my middle name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was Monica Susan Matilda, and I got Monica Susan.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's so
when
cute.
she had a child, she got Susan Margaret, which was Susan from her and Margaret from Mum.
Cool.
And our birthdays are the 1st and 3rd of October.
So no surprise when you become broken-hearted and sad, it messes with your thyroid, so it slows your metabolism down.
Okay.
So then when you're even eating normally, it's still gonna, make you put on weight.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that's why with the HCG it's not coming off as quick.
Well, like one of my clients at the moment, she's going through some major stress. But normally she would put on 2, 3, 4 kilos of inflammation in a week if there was big stress going on. But she's maintained during HCG, which sounds really crappy. But given that she would normally have put on weight, she's actually not netting so badly on HCG, given how traumatic her life has been. because her mum's in an aged care home that was shut down before Melbourne shut down.
Oh.
So up here in Queensland, before we had our lockdown,
Yeah.
the second they had cases down in Melbourne, her mum's place was shut down. It's just craziness.
And the only thing is, you don't know when you're going to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can die too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, she's in her 80s.
Mm.
You know, there'll be no leniency.
Yeah.
And it was only pointed out, maybe it was Alan Jones the other day, but someone pointed out that we know they've got the PPE because they bought it all a year ago. So they've got the PPE. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to create a safe environment for people to go visit people.
Yeah.
And I went, that's true. And then
What about the poor fellow that's trying to get 18?
Hideous.
And he had to wear PPE, but they was worried that his father might get it. He's got 3 days to live.
Yeah.
Come on. They come all the way from States.
The other guy never got to see his mum
Yeah, that's right.
after following all the rules and jumping all the hoops.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the website of the doctor who I chatted to yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He's a doctor, he's retired, but he's obviously been listening to all the same stuff we've been listening to, and he's had connections in the biosecurity world and the biomedical world, so equipment and testing, and obviously clients forever, and so he knew 1,000 times more than I know, and he was amazing to have a quick chat to.
And he's a doctor.
And he was a
Only
doctor.
that.
But he's retired, so therefore he can speak about it.
Yeah. Don't worry, he'll get shut down too.
Oh, they can't. Can't shut him down.
What, because he's retired?
Yeah. What can they take from him?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like even Andrew Wakefield is still a doctor. He says
Yeah.
they can't take away my qualification. My qualification is my qualification.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we need to flip the brokenheartedness with self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And sadness with letting go and release. Okay. And hold. Nah. Yeah, right, you wore your butterfly shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. But he went to the way. Did I tell you how I met this guy or how I got onto this guy? So one of my clients, who I've known for like 20 plus years, she's a phlebotomist, and so he went to her to get some blood taken a few days ago.
Yeah.
And he was looking at her, and he said, "You don't look real well." And she said, "I'm not. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong with me." And he said, "Have you had coronavirus or the jab?" And she said, "I had the jab last week." And so he's told her, there's a test called a D-dimer, I think it's called,
Okay.
D-dimer test,
Yeah.
which checks for microvascular clotting. So the tiny clots that aren't showing, so a lot of people, if they've got like the long COVID, or they're not recovering after a vaccine, they're getting like ultrasounds and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can imagine that only shows big clots.
Yeah.
Whereas the spike proteins are causing tiny little clotting within the vascular walls. So apparently that's what this D-dimer test does.
Oh, okay.
And then once doctors get that knowledge, they can then prescribe stuff, which is sort of cool. Anyway, I'd never heard of a D-dimer test until, and that might not be what it's called, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was going to book in and get that done yesterday and sort of see, because this other guy, I think his name's a researcher or doctor, Bruce Patterson, released some study in the last few days that's looking at long-haul COVID sufferers, or people who just haven't picked up since their jabs. And what they've found is, and I haven't looked at the study, and I only heard like 10 minutes of the interview this morning, but it was saying that about 60%, when they did these D-dimer tests, about 60% of the people had this microvascular blood clotting going on.
Oh, okay.
Which makes them feel pretty ratty and exhausted, and because moving releases the little spike proteins, I think is what they said. It was a real crackly, but moving releases the spike protein, so then it moves around the body and then you feel like crap again.
Yeah.
So I think, anyway, Bruce Patterson, that was pretty neat. Anyway, it's on this guy's website.
Oh, okay.
The cmnnews.org.
Okay.
Anyway, he was a delight.
Yeah. Just getting the other side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But media's all COVID. Oh, you got to take notice of the
Science?
No, the health officers.
No, they're not saying science, they're saying health officers. And then Greg Hunt is only getting all his information from all the health officers as well. Anyway. There's a lot of BS out there. I mean belief systems. A lot of belief systems out there.
The majority of people that I've been talking to, since they don't, there's no blame, what do they call it? If you have it and you die, well, the doctor's not responsible.
Absolutely. Yep, full immunity.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what history says about this time on the planet.
I don't know. I reckon they're going to find out in under 10 years what this has all cost to the people's lives.
Yeah. Well, there was a study released years ago, and I know we've chatted about this before, but feeling isolated and alone is the same risk factor for your health as being a heavy smoker.
Yeah.
So how much isolation and loneliness have we caused in the last 18 months?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, people dying alone, people being born alone, people, not allowed to see family members from around the world for, 18 months so far.
Yeah. And that baby that was born and it was taken away from the parents were put in lockdown and they were both fully vaccinated. So...
either you believe in vaccines or you don't.
So if you are vaccinated, you got no, they're still not believing you.
No. West Sydney's still locked down for all the fully vaccinated people.
Yeah.
The two main organs that are showing up as the intermittent being, now it will be helping lots of things, but the intermittent fasting, the main two organs that are really benefiting at the moment are the heart and the liver, which sort of makes me wonder if that brokenheartedness, I wonder if that's how it sort of energetically got in there. So let's check your heart chakra. Did you and Nana ever get married again?
No. It's a trait.
Yeah. Well, not needing a man isn't a bad thing. If you don't need one, you don't need one. Or if you don't want one, you don't want one, you know.
Actually, it wouldn't have been Mum just born, it would have been Monica, because Monica was the youngest.
Okay.
She died around at the same time that Troy was born. I was having Troy, because I went up to tell Mum that I was having Troy, and she said, "Oh, your Marcus died."
So we need to do the tuning forks, and it's the same. It's sort of like an over energy in the heart, under energy in the liver.
Okay.
So that one is about. The flower essence is prickly pear cactus.
That's come up a few times.
Yeah, it's that bitterness again, or feeling forlorn. You know, so that sadness, brokenheartedness. But your Nana never got bitter,
No.
by the sound of it.
No.
I mean, I suppose in those days you just get on with it.
Yeah. I remember saying to Mum, I love it when Nana comes down, you don't rouse on me.
Did
That was the worst thing I could have said.
you start rousing all the time?
Yes. I was always safe when Nana was there.
Isn't it funny? Different people control our behaviours. Well, yes, a heart about self-worth, self-esteem, self-love. Liver about internalised anger. You know, you get frustrated at yourself and you don't stick to what you know is right for you. Which makes me wonder what your grandma, like if you are with your Nana, like what, looking back, is there anything she should have been doing for herself that she wasn't? Did she always put herself last, for example?
Most probably. Yeah.
Because your mum did as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my not sticking to what I know is right for me into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively listen to my inner voice about what's right for me, accept that which I can't change, and act to change those things which I can. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively dissolve my not sticking to what I know is right for me into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly and supportively listen to my inner voice about what's right for me, accept that which I can't change, and act to change those things which I can. I was listening again to something about the actual heart yesterday rather than the heart chakra, and they were talking about the amount of electromagnetic energy in our hearts.
Okay.
Which is why, you know, different, you know, things like EMFs and stuff can really affect people's hearts sometimes. Okay, let's go back and have a look. Now, once again, do positive or negative anything around intermittent fasting. Okay. Hold back. Hold back. So is that too much, IF? Hold back. Not enough, IF. Hold back. Yeah, right. So your body your thyroid loves intermittent fasting.
Okay.
Loves it.
We should just jump out there and say, just do it. I tried a few times to do it and I just wasn't doing it. And then I did a 24, then a 36, and now this big one.
Yeah.
Only tiny. Getting vocal.
At the very least, you can fill up with water afterwards.
Mm. Is peppermint any more benefits than green tea?
Oh, they're different. So peppermint's cooling, it's good for the circulation, good for the gut.
Okay.
It's not so much about the liver, whereas green tea's more about liver detoxing and fat burning.
Okay.
And, was it green tea? Yeah, so this particular doctor, for the people he's seeing with either the long COVID or the vaccine damage, he's using lots of zinc and green tea to help them out. And another study came out, and this was Mike Adams from America. I think he's a naturopath or a doctor or something. But he was saying a study's just been, which I haven't seen, but he was saying a study's just been released that dandelion leaves are really good for stopping these spike proteins from getting in through the ACE receptors, which is what's causing the enlarged hearts and vascular damage and stuff. So yeah, dandelion leaves is also very beneficial.
Some of that at home because I had it when we were looking after Troy.
Nice.
I said, try this way.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, something else, Mum.
Yeah.
Like he tried everything.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing these days. There's so much impact from so many things, from so many directions. How do we know what's changing our epigenetics to allow cancer to thrive, you know?
Yeah.
How much manipulation of our food and our water and our air,
Yeah.
our soils.
Yeah.
I was chatting to a 4th generation farmer last week, and she's a dynamo because she's just always grown up on farms, and she's travelled around the world doing lots of farming. And once again, with the carbon going up, you know, so the whole global warming thing, one of the biggest reasons for it is a lack of microbes in the soil. So because farmers are going from farm to farm to farm to farm and they're not nourishing the soil, what a surprise, that's actually part of what's linking to the high carbon levels.
Oh, okay.
So they've actually proven that by increasing the microbiome or the bacteria in the soil, sops up carbon. Now we just have to get governments on board so that it becomes financially viable.
Yeah.
You know, because poor old farmers, you know, they're, well, certainly ours here in Australia, they're not living lives of luxury a lot of the time.
That's right.
Let's check conversion of T4 to T3. Hold back.
That's better.
Hold back. Okay, and in relation to reverse T3, hold back. Hold back. Okay. So now let's go back So when was your highest like 3, 4, 5 weeks ago?
No, the 5th, so about 11 days ago.
11 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask in relation to 11 days ago.
No, 9.
9 days
Yeah,
ago.
9
Okay,
days
let's
ago,
go back 9 days ago
Mhm.
in relation to T4 to T3. Hold. Yeah. So hold back. So the inflammation was so high you weren't converting your inactive thyroxine to your active thyroxine in your body.
Oh, okay.
So that then slows everything down. So when your thyroid is sluggish, you not only put on weight faster, but you feel tired,
Yeah.
you feel unmotivated. You become more toxic more quickly because all your detox organs, your digestion, your bowels, nothing works properly.
Mhm.
So you build up your toxins more quickly. Okay, so 9 days ago, T4 to T3. And hold. Hold. 9 days ago, any and all reverse T3. Hold. No. That's not everyone. Hold. Good. 9 days ago, any thyroid antibodies. Hold. But a bit of something. Hold. Okay, so something was attacking your thyroid immune system wise, with that
Okay.
excess inflammation. Interesting.
Yeah.
And it might be one of the reasons why wheat's so bad for you.
Yeah.
Because part of what slows down the thyroid is, two of the biggest things are genetically modified wheat and homogenized pasteurized dairy.
Okay.
So there are proteins in both of them that have an affinity for the thyroid, so really slow it down. So when we do get into that, and there's a lot of those in most of our junk foods, as we know.
And see, I had a thing for bread before I went on the HCG.
Mm-hmm.
I just, there wasn't a day go by that I didn't think about it. And I wouldn't go and buy a loaf of bread because I knew that it'd go.
Yeah.
So I might go and buy 2 rolls or something like that. Means back to doing your homeschooling.
Yeah, right. I heard it could be for like 2 months.
She said Christmas.
Wow. Oh, I suppose if they're doing another Victoria,
Mm.
and now that Gladys is, gone crazy. 2 years ago, we had 2 deaths per day from the flu. And our one guy who's died this year in Australia from coronavirus, is he the one who was in India, so he wasn't even here? Was it an Aussie guy in India?
Yeah, it could have been, yeah. There was something
That he couldn't get,
with
couldn't get brought home.
That's right.
Anyway,
So how
shenanigans.
How is that a death in Australia?
And normally, by this time in the year, we would have had, I think it was Alan Jones who said, we had a couple of years ago, we had 250 deaths by this time of the flu. But how to push a fear campaign, just keep it going. Yeah, well, they're not going to let go of their control now.
No.
Crazy. Okay. So any organs needing support with HCG? Okay. Trust and trust issues. Pull it out.
I won't do it.
Yeah. Because you trust the process, you know it works.
Yeah, I know it works, yeah.
Yeah, fear, threat, danger, blowing your
But I
base
think
chakra.
I was expecting more
Yeah, right.
weight loss.
Yeah.
It's been so good. Oh well. Maybe it was that oil.
But don't forget, your body can be gaining muscle mass. You know, if it's not losing it fast.
Yeah.
RAS. First little RAS circuit for the day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, right. So the other thing that the HCG is doing is releasing noradrenaline
Okay.
from the tummy fat.
Yeah, tummy fat's small.
Yeah, and noradrenaline is that long-term stress hormone. So the assumption of long-term stress.
Okay.
And your brain would rather run away.
Yeah.
And that's where addictions come in. Wow, she thinks till Christmas.
Because she's telling me to cancel my flight in September. And I won't, because if I wait closer to the time, I should get my money back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going because of COVID.
Yeah.
I can't get there.
Well, we rescheduled Armidale for mid-August.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not a long way.
Well, it hasn't been in the country, New South Wales.
No.
No, so even though they're in, stupid land,
Yeah.
they actually haven't had any cases. Like
Yeah.
they've had no cases in the Blue Mountains or down in Wollongong. It's just nuts.
Okay, I thought there was one in the Blue Mountains. I could be wrong. Or maybe I heard that it was one of the places isolated.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, shenanigans. And hot, beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Yay. Okay, so really, no, the HCG is kicking along nicely.
Okay.
So even though you feel like it's not, but the stress from 9 days ago was very much linked in with your heart chakra, self-worth, self-esteem,
Yeah.
self-love, sadness, the sadness and the brokenheartedness. So through those genes and your thyroid, and your liver. So it was all about your heart, your thyroid, your liver.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fair enough. Thank you.
And your thyroid loves the intermittent fasting,
Okay.
which is great.
Another 48 hours.
Well, if you can. Otherwise, just do a 500. Whatever you feel.
I'll try.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you, sweetie.
See you, everyone.
Bye.